All right, let's talk a little bit about function composition. This can be extremely difficult because it's not any kind of standard arithmetic. It is not addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. It is combining functions inside of one another. All right, so let's take g of f of x. All right, how am I going to actually go about getting my new function? Well, what this notation is telling me is I need to plug f of x into g everywhere I see an x. And so I'm going to write, instead of g of x, I'm going to write g of f of x. So I'm going to write 2, and instead of writing x, I'm going to write f of x, which is 5x plus 6 squared, minus, well, instead of writing x, I'm going to write f of x, 5x plus 6 minus 1. So note how I've written g to something squared minus something minus 1, and in place of that something, I have put the function f of x, which is 5x plus 6. Also note I have used parentheses every single time I've put 5x plus 6 into my function g. All right, now all that's left is a little bit of algebra. All right, we need to FOIL 5x plus 6. We need to distribute that subtraction in front of our second parentheses. All right, now remember, I don't bring that 2 in. Notice I'm still carrying my 2. My first focus is to FOIL. All right, so again, all I've done is I have FOILed. Now I distribute the 2 to give me 50x squared plus 120x plus 72 minus 5x minus 7. I'm going to go ahead and subtract that minus 6 and minus 1 on the end. And now I just need to combine my like terms. All right, so I have 50x squared. I have 120x minus 5x, so I have plus 115x. And then 72 minus 7, which is 65. And this is my new function of what I get when I substitute f of x inside of g. All right, let's do it the other way. Let's do f of g of x. All right, so what does this mean? This means that everywhere I see an x in the f function, I'm going to write g of x. And so for f of g of x, I'm going to get 5 times something, all right, and for that something, I want to write g plus 6. I'm going to simplify 10x squared minus 5x minus 5 plus 6. And combining like terms, I get 10x squared minus 5x plus 1. This is my new function I get when I substitute g into my function f. All right, now I want the function value f of g of 1. All right, well, just a minute ago, we found a new function f of g of x. And I apologize for my dog in the background. All right, so if I want f of g of 1, all right, well, I'm just going to plug 1 into my new function. And I'm going to get 10 minus 5 plus 1, which equals 6. All right, and so again, if I plug 1 into g and then plug that number into f, what am I getting? I'm getting 6. Is there another way to do this? Sure there is. It's math. There's always multiple ways. All right, what if I just were to plug 1 into g? Isn't that what this says right here? Sure. So I plug 1 into g and I get 2 minus 1 minus 1, which equals 0. Okay, and if I plug 0, so this right here, g of 1 equals 0. And so I need to solve f of 0. if I plug 0 into f, what do I get? 5 times 0 plus 6, better known as just 6. And so you can see either way, we get the same answer. So just as we saw with the arithmetic, when we want an actual function value, we can either do the composition, get a new function, and plug 1 into the new function, or we can go step by step and plug 1 into our first function, get that number, and then plug that number into our second function. All right, so again, it's whatever way works better for your brain. I will never ask you to do both, so it's kind of up to you what works best.